कसं काय पुणे? Are you enjoying? Great. Okay, so we'll get started. First, I want to ask few questions, right? So, how many of you are working either as a developer or architect? Wow, great. Okay. How many of you think that developers should know how much his application is costing to the company? Great. Wow, good. How about others? What do you feel? Why developers should not know? No? Okay. How many of you have either worked or know about a Google Cloud platform? Good. So I think we have a good crowd. Okay. Now those who don't think or don't pay attention to the cost of their application, I have just one simple question. Do you go through your pay slip every month? Right? And why? If there is even a 5 rupees here and there, you will go to a HR and say, okay, where is my 5 rupees? Similarly, when you are building any applications, it's very important that you know what is the cost of that application. So today, we are going to cover, right, how as a developer or as an engineer or even as a FinOps practitioner, how you can look at your cost, cost of your application, and what are the actions you can take to optimize it further. So that is the agenda of this talk. Whenever we talk about a digital transformation or cloud migration, right, big terms, is it only about a technology? Any guesses? No, right? It's not only about a technology, it's a combination of technology, people, and process. When all these three things get changed or become a part of that transformation, then only a real digital transformation happens. Like Yogesh mentioned, right? The LLM, machine learning, all those things. If you give a right input, then only you will get a right output. Similarly, here also, when the three things comes together, then only you get a proper digital transformation. So what is FinOps, right? So if you look at a FinOps is nothing but the same thing. It's a framework and cultural shift that brings the three things, the finance, technology, and business together. Okay, that is a FinOps. There is the definition. My bad. Okay. And why do you think the FinOps matter? Okay. So how many of you are a Marvel fans here? Great. Can you tell me a famous dialogue from a character called Spider-Man? What is the most famous dialogue? With great power comes greater responsibility. And that is the whole thing why FinOps matters, right? If I have to summarize in a one sentence. With the cloud, especially, you get access to an ample amount of resources, right? As you get access to ample amount of resources, it's a responsibility of each and every person or stakeholders to make sure that they are responsibly using those resources. And that is why the FinOps matters, right? Where we are putting a financial responsibility to each and every one of you, the person who is involved in that, right? Starting from not only from the CFO or CFO department, also the product head, developer, tester, and everyone. Okay, so we will, in order to get a visibility to our to our cost, what are the two important things? One, if I had to summarize, one would be, how do I know how much my application is costing? Getting the visibility to all those details. That is where I would say insight. Second would be, once I get a visibility, how do I act on it, right, to make it more cost optimized? That is the actions. So in today, we are going to talk about journey from insights to action. Now, I'm going to give you, so let's ignore this slide. I'm going to give you some of the, I would say, tricks. I'm going to talk about the tricks, which will, at the end of this session, which will help you to go back, work on those tricks and make, reduce uh, cost of your applications. But before we jump there, I just wanted to quickly touch base on what are the building blocks of cloud FinOps, right? So in short, there are the 5 pillars. One is accountability and enablement. It is mostly, there will be a, in your organization, there can be a FinOps COE or something else it can call. It's basically a combination of cross-functional parties coming together. It can be your product owner, it can be your finance department, engineering, and so on, right? And they will set up the governance structure. Second is a measurement and realization. That is basically so you want to understand how much impact this specific application is creating, right? So how do you measure that? So for the measurement, this pillar will define the KPIs and the measurement matrices. Third is a cost optimization. We'll talk more about a cost optimization. Basically, there are 3 ways to do a cost optimization at a broader level. One is a cloud resource optimization, like auto scaling, right sizing kind of thing. Second is your billing optimization, where we mostly talked about using either cuts or slots for BigQuery if you guys are using. And third is architecture optimization, where you maybe you start using container, and that will help you to reduce the overall cost. Next is a planning and forecasting. New projects are coming, you need to forecast the cost, right? So how do you do that, right? So this pillar focuses more on the planning for the cloud cost and the forecasting for future. And the last is the tools and accelerator. So this pillar is basically supports all rest 4 pillars by bringing automation or using some of the tools. And if you look at, there is an outer ring which talks about inform, optimize, and operate. These are the principles from FinOps org, which help us to failing fast principle. So you try and then work on those things. So we are going to talk about some of the cloud cost management tools, and I'm going to run quickly because I want to talk more about how AI is going to help you, to reduce your cost. So these are a few of the things like billing reports. You might have used billing exports and budget and all those things. So first is the billing reports, which helps you to gain the visibility into your current and forecasted cost. Second is a pricing calculator. Let's say if you are building new application, you can go there, you can put your cost, and it will help you to get the estimated cost for your application. Third is cost breakdown. This is mostly for, I would say, a FinOps practitioner. They will get, or your finance department, they will get a summarized view of all the monthly charges, and if there are any credits, right, where how those credits are getting applied. This report will help you with that. Third is next is a billing export. So basically, you can export all those data, put it into a BigQuery, and you can generate, the reports on top of that. Okay, and then also you can build a custom dashboards in a Looker Studio. And budgets and alerts, I hope you all have to work, right? The first thing what we do whenever we open an account in any cloud environment, we set up an alert so that we know that our credit card is not getting a charge. So it is the same thing. It helps you to take a control of your expenses. So you can put some alerts. And the next is you can also automate the same process using the PubSub and all those things. Now this is an interesting part. Why I was rushing is because I wanted to spend more time here. So so what is your name? Ajay. So let's say Ajay is working, on one application, and Ajay get notified by his manager saying that this application is, causing a bomb. Okay. Now, how do Ajay look at, right? So that is where the Google has come up with the active assets. It's basically a portfolio which uses 3 things. One is the data, intelligence, and machine learnings to help and it also give a recommendation, right, to help optimize your not only a cloud cost, there are a lot of additional features also with respect to security, performance, and all those things. We are going to look at more from a cost perspective. So let's say Ajay, right? Ajay learns about the Active Assist. He goes, he enables the Active Assist, go there, and first thing what he does is, he just go and look at the ideal, look at the underutilized VMs for his applications, right? So he goes, choose that recommender, and it will automatically tell, okay, this VM group had a low memory utilization in the past 20 days. What Ajay does? He goes, he look at the recommendation, he apply those recommendation, and it's help him to save, let's say, 10K per month. What Ajay did? Just use the cloud assist, got the recommendation and acted on it. His promotion is done now, right? Because he has brought the saving. Next thing what he does is, he again he get another recommendation where it shows that what are the ideal VMs and the disks or storage, regarding my project. Now Ajay say, okay, this looks good. There might be a developers, they have started the VMs, built the VMs, and they never shut it down and nobody is using, so it's pending ideal. Again, uses the recommendation. He act on it, get rid of those VMs, saving. How much effort did he literally put, right? Very basic, right? He just used the cloud assist and worked on the recommends. And there are multiple, right? I just showed you two. Like that, there are more, too many recommends there. You can just need to select and click. And I would say you also explore the cloud assist. It's not only about a cost. If you're working on security also, right, it will show you how many open roles, IAM roles you have, right? And so that you can act on it. So there are a lot of recommendation you get. Other than the cost, I would request you, go and explore this much, further. Okay, and that is how, Ajay, now you got to know and you got to some cost saving levers and you already worked. So that will help you to get promotions. So jokes apart. So now he got promoted. So let's congratulate him. Now you will say, okay, that's fine. I got the recommendation, but where do I see all these things at one place? That is where the Google came up with the FinOps Hub. How many of you heard about a FinOps Hub? Great. So there are a few people, right? So now what is a FinOps Hub, right? If you look at the FinOps Hub, all the reports regarding your consumption, billing, forecasting, the recommendation, everything you are getting at one place. So if you look at this page, right, you are getting how many savings you realize, okay, how many active recommendations are there, how much potential savings can be there. It also give you the FinOps score. What is a FinOps score? FinOps score is basically Google compares all the organization, right, based on that. And they will say, because FinOps is a continuous journey. So they will say, okay, you have good practices, but your maturity level is medium. So that you can improve on it. So that is a FinOps Hub. This is the overview. This is a FinOps score. We already talked about it. Okay. So before I start this, now maybe Ajay is lazy. He said, boss, I have to handle 50 projects. I have been working on, I have to show that I'm busy. And now you are asking me to go to a FinOps Hub and look at each and every report, come up with the, understand how much it costs for project X versus Y. It's too much of work. I don't want to do it. Okay, is there a better way to do it? And that is where Google launched the Gemini Cloud Assist, and it got launched and it is generally available now, which basically brings the AI into the FinOps Hubs and will help you to get all these like, what are the information you need just by using the NLP. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this video.
Why does it take so much time to understand cloud costs? Introducing Understand My Costs, powered by Gemini Cloud Assist. Instead of spending time trying to understand your cloud costs and how they break down, find out why in seconds through specific cost data insights. Simply open Google Cloud Cost reports and discover what's driving your cloud costs or what's been changing without having to do a thing. Don't know where to start? That's no problem. Discover any number of personalized cost reports sourced from FinOps Cost Management best practices, ready and waiting. Still don't see what you're looking for? Just ask Gemini Cloud Assist for more information on your most significant cost drivers, anomalies, or trends, again, without digging through any cost data yourself. In partnership with Google Cloud's AI research teams, we have evolved Gemini Cloud Assist to help augment your FinOps cost management capabilities with the express goal of putting accuracy above everything. Gemini Cloud Assist provides in-context answers with references to your cost data, answers you can easily verify yourself. Still want to drill down even further? No problem. Generate your own query to explore Google Cloud's granular open billing data in BigQuery within a couple of clicks. No data science background required. With Gemini Cloud Assist, understanding your cloud costs has never been easier. Unlock maximum cloud value today.
So, just a question. So how many of gone through the video? We are just going to show you a live demo of the same thing. So this is a Gemini Assist in a FinOps Hub. Now I can simply go and ask, okay, which or what was my spend for Cloud SQL in last month. So the live demo, let's see. See, now it gave me what was my spend. It was $0. I have not used it. And then even I can say what was my top services, let's say. And I can ask it by project wise and all those things, and it is showing me, okay, I spend 620, something, okay, and there is an increase. Kubernetes engine was my largest, largest charge, costing $400K, something like. So you are getting all, and then below it also gives you the, detail on how was your spend by services and all those things. So, and you can also ask by project, you can ask by SQs, you can ask what was my cuts, how the cuts were applied, all those things you can ask, and you will get all this information. Now, if you want to go deeper, you can use the same query. You want to look at you want to generate the big SQL for BigQuery. Just go there, click on generate query, and it will give you the SQL for the BigQuery. So you can go use that SQL and just run it in a BigQuery, and you will get output. Now, if you see, you got the whole SQL query for your billing request. Now, there is also a cost anomaly feature which is available as a part of this new release. What is a cost anomaly? Let's say if you want to identify unusual spikes in your cloud spending, right? So that is what a cost anomaly. So what it will do is you can set an alert on the cost anomaly. It will inform you, okay, for this month there was a extra spend which looks like an anomaly, and then you can look at it and act on it, so that in a future you don't get a similar you don't get a, let's say similar bill, right? So it helps you to identify anomalies, and then you can also work on it to resolve those anomalies, right? So this is a new feature. It comes free of cost. So you use this, and then at the same time, you can also manage your anomalies. You can provide what are the additional parameters you can give it. and it will get tuned. And good thing is that it is available free of cost, right? So that is a good thing. Now, I'm running late, so I just wanted to cover this very specific. Now we talk about what are the inbuilt features which you all are already getting as a part of a billing console. Now you will say, okay, this looks pretty fine, but my organization or my customer is asking for more and more details, right, which is currently not provided by what are the default features coming from a Google Cloud. Now what you can do is, you can also use the GenAI or the AI to build some of the additional reports. So for example, you can do a persona-based reporting, right? And these all are like custom use cases. So for example, there is a persona like director, CFO, or your product lead, right? So you can build some of the reports using the GenAI for those different personas. You can also build the conversational chatbots where those personas can simply ask the questions in a context of their projects or in context of their product, and it will provide the information. Cost anomaly, you already saw, okay, I'm getting a cost anomaly for my billing data. Now I'm, let's say, I'm a retailer, right? Now I want to I also plug in my retail related data and identify some of the anomalies on those patterns. The same model you can, like let's say there is a Arisma model, you can train the same model on your retail data, and you can extend this cost anomaly solutions for your retail business also, right? So these are some use cases you can do. Then at the last, I would just like to go, right? So if everybody is aware of the GenAI, right? And you might have seen like, when we talk about GenAI, it's basically we talk about create, summarization, discover, and automate. Now you can also leverage these 4 things to solve your FinOps problem. If I had to give a very basic things is like, let's say you have your reports, you can ask GenAI to provide your recommendation. Let's say you get a big finance report or some kind of, right? You can ask GenAI to summarize that the finance report for you. So these are some of the use cases you can do, and I already talked about cost anomaly and forecasting. Now before we end, I just want to leave you with the framework, right? So although there are too many cost optimization opportunities might be there, but does it make sense to get into each and every cost optimization opportunity? So this is a matrix, right? So if you look at, there is a low efforts, low saving, and there is a high efforts and low saving, right? And there is a high efforts and high saving, and low efforts and high saving, right? This is the 4 boxes. What you should focus more on is this quadrant, right? Where we are saying the low efforts and high saving, because here you are putting a low efforts, but your benefits are enormous. And these are some of the things, right, which we feel like. One is like using managed services, auto scaling. If you are using a BigQuery, like let's go for BigQuery slots. If you have a sustainable usage, use the cuts, which is a committed use discount, right? So with that, you can put a low efforts and have a high savings, right? Rather than focusing more on where we have high efforts and low saving. So this is the matrices. So whenever you get any cost optimization opportunity, I would suggest try to fit it in this box and then take a decision accordingly. So with that, it comes to the end of my presentation. This is my LinkedIn profile if you want to get connected. And I can take few questions if you have. I have time for question? Okay. So idea of today was just to give you, some like, we talked about Cloud Assist, we talked about FinOps Hub, we talk about Gemini Assist, right? So at least you got those terminology. 25 minutes is not enough to go through all those things. So what I would request is take those terms with you, go back, research about it. There is a tons of articles available as well as the YouTube videos that will help you to understand and use it. I would say, if I have to take one thing from, use the Cloud Assist. Cloud Assist will help you a lot, not only from a cost perspective, but also from a security optimization perspective also. So go and explore those things. Yeah, please. So the multi-cloud environment, so the FinOps org, right? They come up with the focus framework, right? So now focus frameworks, and Google Cloud is the first to adopt the focus framework. There are a lot of things which are in pipeline, and like I cannot speak about it, but those will come maybe in next year. But with that, I think this multi-cloud problem will go away. Okay, we are good. Thank you, guys.